Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks like you. We were off yesterday because I was sick, but if you're new to our show, we cover the geek news beat and share our opinions with you. And we have lots of opinions, especially today. I am your host, Chuck, and with me we have Randy. Say what's up, Randy.
Yo, what's up, GeekBeast? Chuck, what are we talking about tonight?
I'm going into the big topic that me and you we just all just talking about.
Okay.
Peter Pan and Wendy. For people that are not familiar with Peter Pan and Wendy out there. So Disney Plus said, hey, we're gonna have a straight to streaming movie on Peter Pan and Wendy. We're gonna launch the trailer. Show the trailer. It seemed like it's mostly about Wendy, and it's a live action adaptation to hit this spring. It's gonna hit this spring. The company revealed Peter Pan and Wendy built as a reimagined the 1953 animated film and the original play. Coming April 28th.
Okay.
There's a lot of Wendy in it. You have which stars Alexander Maloney as Peter, Ever Anderson as Wendy, and Jude Law as Captain Hook. The standout to me was Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell is black, ladies and gentlemen. Tinkerbell is black. Go tell somebody. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I am so with this.
Yes. The largest icon character of a little person in Disney's catalog is a little black girl by Yara Shahidi. If y'all unfamiliar with Yara Shahidi, she played in Blackish as the eldest daughter. She also played in Grownish as the star. So that happened. And it seemed like this is leaning heavily on Wendy. Like Peter is like the stay away brother who does whatever he does, and Wendy's running with the Lost Boys, leading them out to Neverland.
Isn't that kind of the theme of Peter Pan? I mean, it's kind
and he's just an adolescent boy, don't know what the hell he's doing.
Right, you know.
Yeah, that's what it is normally is.
And Wendy's out here like, hey, Peter, I got responsibilities. I got to look out to the Lost Boys while you just out here flying through the sky. You know what I'm saying? Bring your ass home.
That's about right. That's about right. That's what it's like. That is exactly what Wendy does. Yeah.
But no, that's cool, man. But again, I'm just super excited about this because Tinkerbell is black, ladies and gentlemen. Tinkerbell is black.
You know how I found out, Randy? I follow Yara Shahidi.
Okay.
So she come up in my Instagram feed and she got Tinkerbell wings. I'm like, what's going on here? There's one picture. Then all of a sudden, she posted again a clip of her. I was like, oh shit, when did this happen? As underrepresented groups, it's nice to see that Tinkerbell's black. I wish Peter Pan was Asian. That'd have been dope. Or Captain Hook was Asian. That would have been dope.
I would have liked Peter to be Asian. I think that would have been
cool. I had to pick Peter to be
the star because it's the star.
Asian or Polynesian, Pacific Islander. He had to be a Pacific Islander. That would have been dope.
So, you know, I wish that would have happened. But look like we also had some natives in the trailer too. So there are people of color look like representing in this. So
they had a lot of people, the Lost Boys from London. They had a lot of kids of color, so we're liable to see a lot more of that. It's not the Peter Pan of old. It's not your grandma's Peter Pan.
Your grandma rolling over in her grave.
Yeah,
Tinkerbell is black. They just taking over everything.
so silly. A fictitious fairy character, a fae.
Hey, they got mad at the Little Mermaid. It's some guy. It was people. It was guys online like it would like logically the Little Mermaid couldn't be black because she doesn't get sun and she lives in the sea. Like that would be naturally white. Like it's a fucking fictional character. Shut the hell up.
That's not true neither. That's not even true. Who are these people?
I
Stop
don't
talking
know.
to these people.
I wasn't. I'm talking about. It's online. I could. You could probably look it up. Well, he gave a whole dissertation of why the Little Mermaid couldn't be black.
That's why when people go swimming, they tan in pools.
Chuck, trying to use logic to apply to these people. you gotta stop that. And the Little Mermaid takes place in the Caribbean. Ain't no black people in the Caribbean, right?
It does. It does.
Well, they'll be like, well, black people can't fly. They don't have pixie dust. Pixie dust is some created by white people.
That's so funny. That's not true. Fays.
What are you talking about? We know it's not true. What?
Fays are African in descent. The term fairy actually came from Africa. So
man, who cares?
So crazy. So crazy.
It's made up. It's a story about a flying pixie dust. It can be any color, any
human with pixie dust.
Right. It can be any ethnicity, any color it wants to be. It doesn't matter.
Ever. I've been happy if it was an Asian actress.
Exactly.
I'm happy to see people of color in the Peter Pan movie.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Happy to see that. So our next story, speaking of things of color, the Mandalorian season 3 trailer brings the light to the surface of Mandalore, the fight to the surface of Mandalore. Did you see this trailer?
Oh, yeah. The Mandalorian is probably the best live action Star Wars series since Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, it probably is. Season 2 has some dips in it, but it was still strong. It's still
I enjoyed season 2 and 1.
Yeah, the end of season 2 was amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It'd be great if they changed it from the Mandalorian to the Mandalorians.
Well, I thought that was what they were going to do because I mean, we get more than one Mandalorian now. Like in the first 2 seasons, it was just the Mandalorian. And the Mandalorian, the whole planet blew up, right? So they're spread off across the universe. We got to focus on one Mandalorian. But now it looks like, we're going to get lots of Mandalorians. And I think they should have named it the Mandalorians.
Mandalorians, yeah. The Mandalorian will make Star Wars' first visit to the show's namesake planet in a live-action series premiering on Disney Plus. Season 3 premieres Wednesday on Disney Plus, so it's coming out this Wednesday. We see what the Mandalorian's homeland looks like as the fight for its control brings Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal, and Grogu planetside to save the day. This is going to be very interesting for a number of reasons, right? Because the only time we've ever seen Mandalore was in Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And it was dope to see it in Clone Wars. As the Mandalorian himself explains, it is a mistake to think of that people as a single race. They live by a code, and the code is highly skilled combat, punctuated with the filthy of "this is the way." And so hopefully they show like a lot of Mandalorians are mostly human because they killed a lot of the alien Mandalorians when they had the fight with the Sith, right? And so this is going to be interesting to see what happens here because he technically has the dark saber.
Yep.
And so the beholder of the dark saber, and the beholder of the dark saber is basically the king of Mandalore.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want that. And plus, he has Grogu. And Grogu, at his 60-year-old ass, he's an asshole. And it's going to be nice to hope he eats those babies, eat those eggs like he did before, or candy. So I'm really excited about seeing Grogu back.
Yeah, man. I think the man is
The Funk said the best. Mandalorians are lost boys in a way too, huh? They are kind of like lost boys. They are kind of like the lost boys. So it's gonna be interesting to come back to the planet, and so especially with Boca. What
If
happened?
they're coming back to the planet, are they just trying to rebuild like Mandalorian culture?
Well, I think the Mandalorian planet is still there. Mandalore is still there.
No, but like the people are spread out, and most of them were killed.
A lot of them were killed.
Yeah, the Empire came in and tried to kill up all of them and massacre all of them.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It could be the planet's filled with people from the Empire, and the Mandalorians are hiding amongst them.
Yeah.
The ones that are there. That's what
it's Mandalorian culture coming back, because that's the thing. Like,
have to. Which culture though? The old culture, the new culture, the Pres Vizsla culture, or the original culture?
Or maybe both. Like, because they're all technically
Pres Vizsla's culture with Duchess and Bo-Katan, what they were raised in, is different than what the Din Dark Jaren is.
But why not both?
Yeah, both.
Why not both? It was just a fight for me. I just meant like natives to Mandalore, as in both of those cultures coming in to like reclaim the planet.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because that's a Civil War type of scenario. Like, we don't do that old shit no more. It's like the Confederacy against the Union. We don't do that old shit no more.
And we're what? We're about what, 25 years outside? Because Mandalore takes place after the fall of the Empire.
All of the Empire, yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're and Rebels, like in Rebels with what we're calling Sabine and them, that was before, or that was right around the rise of the Empire.
Yeah.
So, I wonder how
Ezra is still out there.
Right, Sabine and Ezra are still out there. Do we get a Sabine? Do we get a Sabine?
Hera's still out there. Technically, Hera's still out there.
Yeah. Do we get a cameo from one of them, Sabine or Hera, or
Because Hera makes a cameo in the Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. She does, doesn't she?
She comes as young Hera.
Yeah.
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 I wonder if she makes and do we get Sabine and Ezra back in this? Because if we get Ezra back, we can bring back Thorn. Thorn. Is that your computer?
That's me.
Okay, that's what I not.
Yeah, I was just gonna jump in. Yeah, it was. It's gonna be interesting because we were talking a little bit about this on Pod Squadron, doing a little bit of like a preview of what we might see, and man, season 2, there was so much that happened. So many people showed up. There's so many different plot lines, and so season 3, leading up to Ahsoka, and then there's gonna be so much.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be so much so they're gonna lead them into Ahsoka, so they're probably Ahsoka's gonna show up again.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the whole plot line of, like you said, them coming back to Mandalore and settling all that business on Mandalore is gonna be really cool. Like who's the leader, who's not the leader, like Bo-Katan thinks she's the leader, but she doesn't have the Darksaber. But Din Djarin has the Darksaber. Like,
she
all that stuff.
Was the leader, right? Didn't she say?
Where he says, "I don't want to be the leader. I'm the Ronin. I am Musashi."
And she's like, "It doesn't work that way. That's not how it works.
Not how it works. I got to take it. I got to kill you for it."
Right.
Yeah. You gotta take the Darksaber from her. And take the Darksaber from him in combat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not like he can't just give it to her and you're like, here.
Right. Yeah. Because that's what she told him. She was like, "No, you can't just give it to me. I've got to fight it and take it from you. That's the way it works."
Yeah. And if you know it's from Pres Vizsla and Darth Maul, somebody has to spill blood in it. What Moff Gideon did is the first time that's ever happened, where he conceded, he didn't die.
Yeah.
It's the first time that's ever happened.
He was kicked off, right? Because he showed he took off his helmet, right?
Yes, he was kicked off. Yep.
So it's
the old way you can't take off your helmet. The new way with Pres Vizsla and Duchess, they can take off their helmets. Because people forget Duchess and Obi-Wan got together. He didn't get with her when she was in a helmet. She was a senator.
Yeah. It's almost like Protestants versus Catholics, right?
Yeah,
it's like, it's same people, different, offshoots of the religion,
Yep.
and they just do not see eye to eye.
It's gonna be very interesting. This is very interesting.
That's why I think, like, to
Gideon,
your point,
Moff Gideon. What happens to Moff Gideon? Because they can't technically, they're not supposed to imprison him. He's supposed to be killed.
yeah, but they didn't kill him at the end of season 2.
Because Jin Darin's supposed to be the one to kill him.
Yeah, because Jen is soft in these streets.
Oh, he's soft. You know, he has a little baby boy, and he's like, I'm soft, man. He dropped the baby boy off and was hurt. Dropped him off with Luke and was like, I'm gonna lose my son. If he was true Mandalorian, he wouldn't even cared. Like, this is the way, and went on about his business. But that's something interesting too. That Grogu refused to learn the Force like Luke did.
He didn't refuse to learn it. He just left, because
Luke did though. Because
right,
said, don't you go? And Luke was like, "Fuck that, I'm out."
Right, and actually, that angered me about Luke. I had a real problem with Luke trying to force Grogu to stay there. Yeah, to stay there and not go help whatchamacallit. Yeah, I had a real problem with that. I was like, I believe Kylo Ren now.
Peter Griffin said, I just read Grogu was with Luke for over 2 years. It seemed like a month. It did seem like a month.
It's really quick.
That was still, but it's so funny. Apparently Luke was with Yoda for a number of years too. He wasn't with Yoda for like pulling the jet out of the water. He actually trained with Yoda for a number of years, then left before his training was over.
It didn't seem like it was that long. He went to the Dagobah
at all.
Yeah, it went to the Dagobah system. Then it seemed like a little bit later.
Star Wars films aren't good with keeping track of time.
They're not. They're not.
What were you say, Rodney? What were you gonna say?
No, yeah, it's just a lot of that Star Wars time and travel.
They do bad with time. They
time
do
and travel, right? It's like,
travel, yeah.
They're over here. No, but they're over here.
Yeah,
like in Obi-Wan, she showed up. She showed up right away at Tatooine.
Right away.
And she got from wherever she was to Corsica to Tatooine in a real short time.
They did.
Just in time to, chase young Luke.
But
spoilers.
But then you can watch Star Wars Rebels, and they'll be in warp speed for a whole entire episode. Running from some damn whales for a whole entire episode. You're like, what? They're going to a planet that's technically down the street.
Yeah, I don't know.
In service of the story.
Service of the story. It's like Force. Everything's in service of the story. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I can't wait. It comes out midnight tonight. So
tonight, you guys, Wednesday.
It comes out midnight. It's midnight. That's why I had to get my.
So Disney Plus has 2 series going on.
So in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to tell you, Kareem was trying to stack the service up real good before they let it.
Because the Bad Batch is still playing.
That's another thing we talked about on Pod Guardian. That took us by surprise too when we stopped and looked at it. We're like, wait, there's 16 episodes of Bad Batch. They're only on episode 10.
Right.
So basically, Bad Batch and Pod Guardian and Mandalorian are going to be running concurrent throughout March.
There may be some overlap.
No, there's overlap. I think we were even speculating that too. I think
overlap story.
Yeah, in story, exactly, in story too. So. We're starting to think that might be a thing, might be in play, just the way it is being stacked, and then it's gonna be interesting. I mean, this whole month is like you got Bad Batch and Mandalorian on the Star Wars front. You know?
I'm all for it. I'm fine with both of them being at the same time.
Bad Batch is pretty good this season.
Yeah, too. Bad Batch season 1 was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. This season's, haven't been a bad episode. There's more like slow episodes, but there hasn't been a bad episode yet. Yeah. It's talking about like really good episodes.
It's probably like regular TV where they have to have
something like filler almost.
I like Amiga though. That's my girl.
I mean, it's
Well,
awesome.
it is 16 episodes. 16 episodes is kind of a lot.
It's a lot for streaming. A lot.
It's a lot.
Unless it's a Korean drama, then it's just enough. Korean dramas is just enough. I seen Korean dramas at 24 episodes and was like, dang, that was quick. Wow, I didn't know I was gonna enjoy it that much. I don't
I don't
believe
know if I can watch a 24 episode
Yeah, you
season.
can.
Anything.
Yeah, you can.
The
Yes.
last thing, what was the last thing I did? I think we
it's interesting, right? Because we're trained differently now. Like,
Yeah.
our, growing up, we're like, oh yeah, 23, 24 episode season. It's just a normal thing. Now we're like, yo, that's too much.
Yeah.
And
Like,
then now we're trained to like that 10 to 13, 10 to
8 to
13,
12
right?
is 8 to 12 is what
Yeah.
I'm. It's between 8 to 12, right? That's kind of what I do.
Sweet spot is 10.
And yeah, sweet spot. Yes, a sweet spot is 10. So the last thing I think I did was like The Flash on Netflix, and I was like, there's so many filler episodes. They could have knocked off like 7 or 8 episodes, and this season would have been really tight. And I just like, it's too much. It's too much. I can't do 22, 24 episodes of television. I see no purpose.
Yep. Well, speaking of television shows and series, HBO Max's Dune series has lost the lead actress and the director. I swear I don't know what's going on at Warner Brothers right
I
now.
thought Dune was canceled. Is Dune canceled?
Nope. Dune the Sisterhood. Maybe something of Dune is canceled, but not this series. Dune
Okay.
Sisterhood, HBO Max's Dune prequel series about the origins of the
Oh, it's a prequel, so it hasn't come out yet. It hasn't been released yet. Okay.
Bene Gesserit already appeared to be in a bit of trouble back when it lost its original co-showrunner, hired 2 more, and then lost 1 again. Now though, things seem to get even worse. Deadline reports that actress Shirley Henderson, who's featured right now, one of Dune the Sisterhood leads actress and director Johan Rank, who was slated to direct the first 2 episodes, had both decided to pull out of Dune the Sisterhood just as the show enters a lengthy production hiatus. So they put the show on hiatus and they're like, I'm done. I'm out.
It's not coming out.
It's not making it. It's not going to make it out. It's not making it out of pre-production.
Oh,
It wasted like $4 million in pre-production.
Yep. And this is the company who a lot of their decisions seem to be determined by financial decisions. It's not going to happen. It's over.
Not happening. It's done.
Huh?
I'm kind of excited to see it. Did you see the Dune movie in the theater?
No.
I didn't see it in the theater neither, but I heard it. But Centel reiterates, if you don't see it in theater, it may not be worth watching, but it's beautiful.
I've seen it in theaters. It's amazing. It was like one of my favorite movies in a long time, just to see it in the theater.
I heard the movie's amazing.
The movie's amazing.
It's amazing. It shouldn't matter what I see it on. I should go out and buy 108 screens.
I think it's just a different experience because the sound. Like, I mean, I saw it at a special SAG screening, and then I saw it in IMAX, and it's just the bigger the screen, the sound alone, man. Like, it's just a whole other experience.
The Funk said in the chat, Dune needed to be surround sound system.
Yeah. See it on the biggest screen, the loudest system.
I can have all that here.
Yeah.
It ain't. I don't know. I don't know what your setup
is. With 7.1 sound.
Yeah. Maybe that's just space.
It's a really big screen. I need a bigger screen.
I feel that way like about Avatar. Like, I don't ever want to watch an Avatar movie at home. Like,
I watched it at home and enjoyed it.
I didn't. I'm going to the movies or I'm not going to see it.
Wow. Dang. Yeah. It's still in movies. Avatar's still in movies. They're still trying to make that money.
So I've already seen the movie. That's what I'm saying. I'm either going to the movie theater or I'm not going to see it. If I miss it at the theater, then, I'm done at Pandora.
If it dies, it dies.
It dies, it dies.
If it dies, it dies.
If he dies, he dies.
So the Super Mario Brothers movie is coming a little early. So we got Dune is being canceled on hiatus and it's losing everybody attached to it. The Super Mario movie, today Universal announced, by the way, the Mario Brother movies Twitter page, that the future release date in the US and 60 other markets, including China, France, the UK, Italy, Germany, and Mexico, have moved up to Wednesday, April 5th from Friday, April 7th. They're trying to get those weekly dollars in. They're like, hold on, we're gonna sacrifice a whole entire week.
Well, when is spring break and Easter break?
Well, in America, it'll start around April, the first week. In the first week of April. In Europe and whatnot, I'm not sure if they got that type of spring break.
And I don't know. I'm just going by America. So I would imagine maybe a lot of kids are going to be off that week.
Yep.
And so, you just open it up that Wednesday as opposed to Friday.
Yeah. You don't ever open a movie up on a Friday. Who does that? Movies come out Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And they say capture the week, the early sales of tickets, so they can accumulate in the first week sales to blow up the numbers, so more people be going to see it the second or third week.
Man, because the Funk said Easter is the following weekend. So I was just wondering, did it have anything to do with spring break and Easter?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's only a few days. It's just open on a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Sort of the Friday. So it might just be one of those things where they realize they're getting a lot of good tracking. People are really responding well to the trailers. And they're saying like, oh, wow, we actually have a really good thing on our hands. Like, let's open up early and get as much money on the opening weekend as we possibly can. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, as much as I was really worried about it because of Chris Pratt, I mean, I think it's going to be really good. It looks really good, despite Chris Pratt. It looks really good. It looks a lot of fun. So they're probably like, yeah.
So it's opening up the 5th. Yeah. So that's that same.
It's week. It's just
Yeah, it's like, so I'm imagining the kids are going to be out of school. So you might want to get a jump.
But usually to catch early traffic for the big weekend launch, you don't come out on Friday. You come out on Wednesday with technically the launch on Thursday. And then sometimes you can spill in early launches, teaser launches on Tuesday, because you can't do Monday because that's against the rules for some reason. I don't know who made these arbitrary rules.
What's against the rules on Monday?
That's for the count into the opening weekend.
Oh, okay.
Count into the opening weekend. So they open up on Wednesday. They can account Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for opening weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what's interesting, right? So I don't know who made these arbitrary rules up. It's just the rule. It's weird. And weekend sales determine if the movie's gonna get boosted up in viability for people to watch it.
Well, that first week will be huge.
Yeah.
And you make more money, I thought, if you open bigger on the first week. Because I think you get a higher percentage from the box office, from the movie theaters, if the first week.
Yeah. So that's it. They do get a bigger percentage of it.
And then Tuesday, probably because you make less money because a lot of movie chains have discounts.
Discount tickets. Yeah, you can't kind of discount it on Tuesday. But some theaters will early launch it on Tuesday night around midnight. So that way technically Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse article because it's my happy news. What's up?
You went a little long. But I'm here for it.
Spider-Verse cast Karen Sony as Spider-Man India. Yes, sir. Spider-Man India has been cast. We've seen him in 2 trailers. We've heard his voice, but didn't know they casted him for it. So Karen Sony, Deadpool franchise, has been tapped to play Spider-Man India in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. First introduced to Marvel Comics in 2004, Spider-Man India came of age in the South Asian country as Pavatar Prabhakar, beginning to fight crime after gaining his Spidey powers from the ancient yogi. The character's story arc mirrors of Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, in most respects.
So is he going to be in on Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes, he's Spider-Man India.
Okay.
So Spider-Man India is a spider person. He's the guy when you see the very first trailer when shows Gwen and Spider-Man, then it turns into the cartoon scene. He's the guy that grabs Spider-Man and beats him up. He's the villain, I think. So it's gonna be interesting at him as the villain. Like you hear him, you can hear him in the second trailer, and when she's like, we're spider people, we're supposed to be the good guys. He goes, we are the good guys. So I'm really quite excited. So Karen is the Spider-Man India, which may be the main villain, in this.
Okay.
Because the story, I think what the story may be. I think the story is going to be where spider people have decided, hey, we hold the multiverse together. It's all of us that holds the threads of time in the multiverse together. So why don't we come together and take control of this shit?
I don't know if is that the plot.
That may be the plot.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's how spider people work. That's how the Spider-Verse works. Everybody has their own plot line. They're in different
I know they all have their own plot lines, but I was just more so
that's based on the comic.
Questioning that if they all control the Spider-Verse. I've never read the Spider. I'm not a huge Spider-Man, but I've never read or seen it Spider-Man verse.
Yeah.
They control Spider-Verse.
So Spider-Man is so Miles is looking for his father. His father disappears.
Mm-hmm.
His father gets captured by another version of himself in the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm. Which I can see that.
And so that other version of himself is controlled by somebody else. Another spider person who's killing all spider people, taking over their verses. And so Gwen goes into a verse where Gwen and Miles end up dating in their world, but she goes into another world where her and Miles are married.
Okay.
And that's where his real father is. His real father is in that verse. And so she finds his father's, but he never knows they ever got married because she never tells that to him until they get married in their universe.
Yeah.
But all the spider people are there. Silk, Arcarbia. There's a bunch of them that are there.
It's interesting. I want to see the movie. I'm excited for
it. Excited for it. So when you see the second trailer, you see all the spider people chasing after Miles and they dog pile on him. And I think they're trying to stop him. Because I think Spider-Man India is like, fuck it, let's just take over all this shit.
We shall see.
I'll see.
I'm looking forward to it.
No, Private is like, yo, I'm taking over all this shit. So I'm quite excited for this, and I can't wait for it to come out. And we have 2 minutes left, Randy. So I'm gonna go back up to the Studio Ghibli article.
Okay.
Hero finds her way home in Spirited Away stage play movie trailer. This is the first trailer highlights some of the movie's most memorable characters and moments, like Chihiro meeting the mysterious spirit No Face and six-armed Kamaji, who operates the boiler room of the bathhouse. It sets to some of the movie's iconic score and is just absolutely breathtaking for something that's only 41 seconds long. So they're making a play of this, and the play is going to come to America, and I am going to buy tickets to see something.
Why are you so excited to see it?
Because it is a Studio Ghibli idea. So it comes from Miyazaki, and it comes with his brainchild of an animated feature. And the fact they made all this real is interesting to me. They brought all the characters to life. They had people acting as these characters and moving around in these characters. So I'm really quite excited about that. Because the whole thing is about this bathhouse Ian, this little girl goes to the Spirited Away place, and she's just trying to get back to her family.
Okay.
And it's for it to be a cartoon that is highly animated with better animation frames than anything Disney's ever made. To see it done in live action, it makes me excited to go physically see.
Okay.
We should go physically see it as part of the North American tour as the Geekish Network.
We should. Y'all should fly me out there to come see it.
Yep. Yep. I'm not sure if they're gonna have it here or in New York, but wherever they have it, I'm gonna go see it.
I'd imagine it's gonna hit both LA and New York.
Maybe. Who knows? It's a Japanese production. Who knows? Who knows? Hell, they may do one night in LA only, and tickets are like $10,000.
Yeah,
Like 2 nights in theaters, 2 nights for the movie version of the play. That's the movie version of the play.
2 nights where? Did it say LA or New York?
G Kids. G Kids usually have it at like ArcLight or somewhere like that. They do like a special screening.
Okay.
Yep.
So it looks like it's a live recording of the stage play that's playing in theaters.
Yeah, that's for the stage play. Yeah. But I mean, that's for the live recording of the play. But they're actually bringing the play to America.
That's true. Spirited Away live on stage.
It's coming to America, but I'm not sure how long they're going to have it here. You know, I may not go see the recording. I may just wait for it to come here to America. I wonder who they're going to cast for it. No, I'm quite excited for it to see something that is of this level of caliber of animation put into live action. Like, how are they going to pull this off? There's some things they got to pull off, like no face. How do you pull off all the no face actions in this? That's what's crazy to me. But yeah, with that being said, I think that ends our show for today. Randy, anything you want to share with the people?
Hey, tomorrow, check us out on Binge Worthy. We are talking the Mayfair Witches. Yep. So after GeekBeast, stick around and watch Binge Worthy.
Yep, Binge Worthy for the Mayfair Witches. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Peter Griffin. Thank you, The Funk, as always. You curate our stories and make us sound good. Thank you, Thotty, for coming in. And thank you, everybody else, for coming in. And shout out to Rodney for chiming in today, not just being the invisible hand behind the boards. He's actually on the front lines today. And shout out to Digital Click for making us look good. With that being said, peace.
Peace.